Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yes, yes, yes. So excited that you're here today.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm so honored and happy to be here today. Thank you so much for,
Yes,
talking to me, coming,
yes,
getting
of
me
course.
on here.
Of course. So, my name is Jacqueline, and welcome. Today is the first day of Elegant Conversation with Jacqueline Valdez, which I'm super excited about, and I'm super excited to have you here today. So, will you let the viewers know a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. My name is Yashu Rao. I am a plus size model and confidence coach, and I am here
I love it.
breaking down barriers, stereotypes, and beauty standards by
Yes.
empowering people to lead life with self-love.
I love it. Yes, we're here to talk about self love and building that confidence.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So, how would you say that you have gotten to where you're at now with having confidence in yourself? And how would you give some tips to people to become more confident in their own body and skin?
Absolutely. So for people who know me,
Uh-huh.
they know that my life was my story. My
Okay.
life was the way that I learned to become an empowered person
Right.
and really understand the value of confidence. So
Right.
as you know, I am a plus size figure and I'm Indian by cultural heritage.
Okay.
And in the Indian community, plus size women are seen almost as a disability. So
Wow.
I grew up, with all sorts of bullying and harassment, being
Right.
told I will never be able to find love or have a partner,
Wow.
being told I would be a nothing. And
Wow.
it not just affected me when it came to body image, it
Right.
affected with my career. It affected me with my friends, my family, my relationships, and it
Wow.
affected me in all these different things. So for
Right.
me, it wasn't until I took a space from all of this. I brought myself out of it. I'm originally from Washington, D.C.,
Okay.
born and raised, and then I moved down here to Florida for school. So it
Okay.
wasn't until I moved down to Florida and it was like a whole new setting, a whole
Wow.
new place, and I met some really amazing people that started to encourage me and say, Yashu, you're
Oh.
beautiful. And I was like, really, am I now?
Oh.
And so they really helped me in that journey. And for me, I put in the work. I put in the work and the discipline. I maintain a very healthy lifestyle,
Okay.
and I try my best to kind of keep myself active.
Right.
So over the course, I became a confidence coach, a lifestyle and confidence coach. And I think the best tip that I could give
Right.
anybody who knows me or anyone who is one of my clients or anyone who
Right.
comes to work with me, they know that I preach one and only one thing,
Okay.
which is that confidence is a skill. It's not
Right.
a personality trait. It's not something that you have to, just pick up. It's
Right.
a skill. So it's like
Okay.
any type of exercise and you just practice it and your
Right.
stamina builds. You
Oh,
become more stronger and resilient and you endure more. And
okay.
eventually you come into this space of being able to handle certain situations, even
Right.
if people will be throwing shade at you to yourself,
Yeah.
right, sure, but I'm very confident that I have the ability to complete
Okay.
this task, or I
Wow.
have the ability of finding a partner. I am a qualified person for this job I have. I
Right.
am an amazing woman. I am destined to have an amazing partner. So
That,
having that confidence, you got to work at it. And there will be times when you
okay.
have super low confidence. I've
Yeah.
had it. Last week I had it, but that's
Yeah.
okay because you just kind of bounce, you realize it, you
Okay.
allow yourself to feel, and you bounce right back.
Okay. Very cool. So you said that you were bullied when you were younger. How did you get out of that kind of mind frame, and how did you, I guess, get away from it or grow from it?
Great question. So, like I said, I think
Mhm.
the pivotal step was moving to a new space and
Okay.
kind of distancing myself from these negative stressors. So
Right.
if you know that there's a negative stressor, me being at home was not going to allow me to wear form-fitting dresses, wear shorter
Okay.
dresses. I love to tell people this. It wasn't until about a year and a half ago that I ever wore a dress shorter than my knees and
Wow.
sleeveless. I never wore sleeveless before.
Okay.
So it's amazing for me to see the transformation. And now, you know,
Yeah.
I'm a model. You know, I do all sorts of gigs. I
Yeah.
go here, I go there, I do these things. But it just shows you that sometimes when we are put in situations,
Uh-huh.
and this, all the people who are kind of coming from these cultural backgrounds, y'all can
Right.
relate to this, that sometimes when you're having this internal conflict, like, I want to do this,
Right.
but my culture can't or won't allow it.
Uh,
You need to make that distinction between, okay, what are the choices I have?
yeah.
What
True.
are my choices going to lead to? And then also setting healthy and happy boundaries. You know, my parents do not support me modeling.
Oh,
They
wow.
really are disconnected with it. So for me to keep that relationship good with them, I
Right.
let them know, hey, we need to draw boundaries in our
Okay.
communication. If it comes to a modeling thing, we don't have to talk about it, you know?
Right.
And that
Okay.
doesn't mean I'm hiding anything from you, because you're
Right.
always open to ask me and I'm going to tell you. But
Right.
what are safe topics to talk about? So I
Okay.
think
I love
that's
that.
what I really had to do to kind of empower myself. And again, confidence comes from here. So
Yeah.
I was bullied and all of that, but I let those things get to me.
Yeah.
Now,
That's so
I
true.
mean, it's the same people. I still hear people saying, like, oh, you fatty, or oh, you this, oh, you that. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I know, I'm kind of curvy. I'm kind of beautiful. I know.
I love that. I love that. So then you said you model and stuff. Would you give any tips for anyone that is plus size that wants to get into the modeling industry, how they could even go about it?
Absolutely. So I
Uh-huh.
have to give a lot of credit to my model coach,
Okay.
international model coach and booker, the Danielle Baker. Uh,
Nice.
Her whole philosophy was, she was in a situation where people told her she wasn't good enough to be a model and
Wow.
she didn't have the look. So she, you know, after many years, she took herself and she said, I'm going to start a company that's
Nice.
going to cater to all of these models of all shapes, sizes,
Nice.
genders, ethnicity, sexualities. I'm an all-inclusive modeling coach
I love
company.
it. Wow.
And now she's such a deep part of the industry,
Oh,
with like direct connections with New York Fashion Week. She's one of the producers for those shows, and
nice.
she's such an integrated part of the fashion world now. And through her, you know, we as a modeling group,
Uh-huh.
Model Behavior University, we learned to take what it was that was our insecurities
Yeah.
and really launch them into this marketable thing.
I love
Um,
it.
yeah, so I definitely give a lot of credit to my model coach. She's
Oh,
amazing.
oh.
And then I also want to shout out to my network, Slick Relax Fit, which are based here in Gainesville, Florida.
Okay.
And they are amazing too, because they had always supported my dream. I
Oh,
said,
that's nice.
I'm trying to change the world. I'm trying to change this Indian mentality that
Right.
plus women are ugly and not worthy.
Right.
And, you know, they said, Yashu, you know, we're with it. We're here to support you. And they're
Oh,
a personal and professional development company. So for
okay.
them, you know, Slick had always been there since day one to say,
Right.
whatever you want, we're here for it. You want to do a photo
Right.
shoot? Let's try to tap into our network and get a photographer in. So
Nice.
they really stepped in to support me. So I think having that support system,
It's
and then
huge.
having my goal, and
Yeah.
having my goal and a strong enough why, a strong enough, you know, as people always say, a strong enough attachment
Yeah.
to your goal is
True.
what's going to help you, drive you to
True.
succeed in whatever it is you want. So I would tell people,
I love
don't give
that.
up. Don't give
Yeah.
up.
I love that. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Nice. So what plans do you have coming up in the future? I know it's kind of hard right now with lockdown going on, but is there anything
Absolutely.
coming up?
Yeah, so right now, as you know, I am a new model. I am working
Uh-huh.
in my modeling industry and stuff like that. I've participated in almost 4 virtual fashion shows. So
Okay.
that was truly that's like an industry, like the whole flip of an industry with the whole virtual thing. So I think definitely excited for them even more. I was on a model competition that was also produced by the Danielle Baker. So she's
Nice.
always got something up her sleeves, you know. So I'm trying to stay active and relevant. And
Yeah.
for me, I think it's because of what I do as a confidence coach as well, my message in opportunities like this, you know, you giving us the platform to tell people about the amazingness that we can do as individuals in the world, you know. These opportunities, I'm not missing them, however small they may be, however big they may be, I'm not going to miss them. So I've been really just strategizing and maximizing this time with COVID. And as you guys know, I have my company, Happy Yashu, which is a confidence and lifestyle coaching company and service. So I'm here just supporting people with probably the cheapest prices you will ever find in the industry. And that's like a challenge. That's a challenge. I dare you guys to find something cheaper than what I'm providing. Mine's
when did you start that?
So I started my company fairly recently. I started it because, like, I had people that I was working with, but I made it official because of COVID. I realized people needed me the most during this time. And right now, especially with the way the economy is going to go and all the predictions coming up about the economy, I realized that, and for me, it was never about the money. It's never about the money. I'm a PhD researcher. You know, I'm working hard in my full time to do what I got to do to, you know, put food on the table. But at the same time, for me, it was more that I was trying to support these people who needed me, who needed that boost. Like, hey, you're going to make it. You're going to go from today to tomorrow. And my experience, I'm a NAMI mentor, National Alliance for Mental Illness. So I'm a NAMI mentor, and I'm also a recreational therapy volunteer. So I work a lot in the world of mental health. And so I started to see that my need was more, and people were reaching out to me. My clients were like, Yashu, I just need someone to talk to, became a more regular thing. So I started realizing that coaching was the way to go, making it formal. So people could
it seems like right now with COVID going on, there's a lot more mental health that really needs to be you know, catered to and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And in this time, especially being in the constraints of your home, not being able to be out and about, go out, party, this, that, we have a tendency to kind of fall into this depressive mode. It's really, really, really important to make sure that we try to keep our spirits up and, you know,
that's so
hashtag Happy Yashu.
How do you keep your spirits up during this period of time?
That's a great question. I'm going to show you, actually. That's a great question. I have here my morning and night rituals. And so it's really recommended that you put yourself into regularity and give yourselves a certain system to allow yourself to get a nice rhythm into your day. A lot of times that organization of your day allows you to feel functional and allow you to do what you got to do. And this is any age. This is like for little kids. And I know I had a lot of clients and parents who had to stay home with their little ones. And they're like, this is driving me crazy. And so I said, listen, set up some rituals for yourself in the morning and the evening, and then the middle ground will be a little bit more fluid. So, you know, this will allow you to fill in space with different activities and stuff like that. But for me, I think one of the most important things I do is get myself my morning rituals, whether it's
love it.
Yeah, so, you know, starting my day with yoga, meditation, making sure my blinds are open, letting the light in. I have a little garden that I put into my room, so watering the plants. So, you know, being creative. I have an inspiration wall, so just keep we good. But just keep on adding to my inspiration wall here.
I love it.
With all these pieces. So just keeping myself active and you know, in a good mind space and a home space.
Right. I love it. That's so true, though. You need to have a nice, positive, uplifting environment. And I love what you said about opening up the blinds. It's like something as simple as just let the sun shine in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So back to some of your modeling stuff. So what are some of your favorite events that you've done modeling-wise?
Modeling-wise, let's see. So I'm not much of a run. I don't do much runway. I love, because I'm more of that creative person on set in the present. So I'm actually a print, editorial, commercial model. So for me, So for me, I love everything from like set design to getting everything ready. So personally, one of my favorite photo shoots was in New York with a
Uh-huh.
celebrity photographer, Salmuni. So she was amazing. I loved working with her. We clicked so much. We even went and got
Oh,
tattoos.
oh my
Um,
gosh.
by
Very
the end of the
cool.
evening, we're like, let's just go get a tat. So, we went towards the health kitchen area, went and got some tats.
Right.
So that was really a really great photo shoot. It was really nice to shoot in New York. I am from the
Right.
Northeast. I'm from Washington, D.C. for me. So, being able to shoot in a city that I always used to walk in, and I would
Yes.
look at, H&M, and I'd just be like, dang, one day I'll be out here.
Cute. Cute.
So
Are there
that
tips that you
one.
can give someone that is that's a model that's wanting to do a photo shoot, or it's like their first small experience, what they can do to get ready?
Absolutely. So the first thing that I would say is just do it.
Just go.
A lot of times we just like sit in our head like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yes.
No, you just got to go do it. Just do it. Just go, just stand in front of the camera. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing either. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's not your responsibility. It's the photographer's responsibility. Get out of your head for a minute. My model coach had always told us to make sure that you're prepared ahead of time. Have
Yeah.
your outfits ready. Have your makeup bags with you. Always bring, black leggings, black bra, and like have your little
True.
go-to bag. Be prepared. So, and it's just like having our morning and night rituals. The
Yes.
more prepared and structured you are, sometimes I'll have a photographer hit me up and be like, hey, listen, you want to shoot tomorrow?
Yeah.
My bag's ready. All right, my calendar's clear.
Oh,
Let's
nice.
go. You know? So I think
That's
it's just being prepared mentally is what's going to really help you. And when you're in front of the camera, my model coach always says, the
Uh-huh.
most awkward poses are the best ones. And I learned this from experience because I always be like, wait, that probably don't look right. Just
Right.
stop making that face and just give me a normal face. And then bam, like it's going to be a really great picture. So,
Right. Cute.
there's a quote that says, discomfort is the admission to a happy life or something like that. So,
Nice.
I always recommend like, step outside your comfort zone. Even as a
Yeah.
confidence coach, that's like one of our major lessons that we teach. Step
Nice.
outside that comfort zone.
That's true. I feel like you can always grow from doing something like that's fearful that you're scared of, and then you actually conquer it, and it's like, oh my God, that like pushed you to the next level.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely. So, what's your favorite thing to do when you exercise?
When I exercise, so I love yoga. Like
Okay.
yoga, and that was introduced to me through my Slick network, where we
Okay.
have amazing yogis part of our network. I had done it previously a few years ago, especially because I used to meditate a lot from all the way since like beginning of like even before high school. Meditation was huge in
Wow.
my family.
Okay.
So meditation, but then combining that, with movement and breath
Right.
really, took me to a whole new space. So I really love doing yoga. And then I actually love taking my dog for a walk. That's like
Oh.
has been my new, I guess you can call it my therapeutic moment. Before I always used to just be like, all right, taking my dog for a walk. But then
Right.
when I started to like, I leave my phone at home. I have like a little fanny pack that has all his stuff, and I just
Nice.
like to be present and in the moment.
I love that.
And I walk in a little light jog. It doesn't matter depending on my energy that day. I
Yeah.
never push myself to the point of exhaustion and hurting myself. For
Yeah.
me, it's very important that my health is like at its greatest, its point, and everything. So
That's
as long
smart.
as my vitals and my body is functioning the way it's supposed to, I
Yeah.
keep up with the regularity and consistency. And people get that twisted. They think like exercise is supposed to be this like dreaded thing.
Yes.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
not. And I'm actually a classical dancer. I've been dancing since the age of 4 all the way until the age of almost 22. So
Oh.
I'm a classical Indian dancer, but a professional classical Indian dancer. So
Okay.
for me, like I always grew up being very active. I played soccer till college. So I had always been an active girl, but I was always a big girl. And people get that twisted too a lot of times. So
Yeah.
just making sure you're keeping that heart rate going, and you're doing what you got to do. You're
Keep
doing
moving.
good. You're doing good.
Yeah. It's so true because people think that they have to push to the point of where they're killing themselves. And it's like, you don't have to do that. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't have to. For me, I'm vegetarian by culture, so I have
Okay.
never eaten meat in my life. which is fine. I had no desires to do so, but
Yeah.
for me, like vegetarianism is also so good. It helps me balance eating fruits. And my mom was so, and like I said, because I was always a chunky girl when I was born, I was 10 pounds. So I was always like a big
Yeah.
girl. And so, but my mom had this fear. So we never had snack food. Till this day, soda, like if someone gets me soda,
Yeah.
I hate the fizziness on my mouth. I can't even drink soda. So I like
Wow.
never grew up on these like junk food. With that being said, like I do have a sweet tooth, so I always find like watermelon and cold
Oh,
grapes as my
me
like to
too.
go, right?
Yeah. I've been eating a lot of watermelon lately, and I've been vegetarian pretty much my whole life, but I go back and forth vegetarian and vegan, and I'm trying so hard to go back to vegan. I just love cheese so much, though. It's so bad.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What's
So
your
I
favorite dish to
totally
eat?
say that one more time.
What's your favorite dish to eat?
My favorite dish. Ooh, that's tough because I'm a foodie.
Yeah.
So I love experimenting and I love cooking. That's one of my favorite pastimes.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I really love like coming up with new recipes and stuff. But
Nice.
what would be a really good food item? I don't
I
know.
always go to Thai. I love curries.
Ooh.
I'm like obsessed with curries.
Yeah. I guess for me, like I'm Indian, so Indian is gonna be my like go-to answer. But if I
Yeah.
had to say something other than Indian, I guess I would say definitely like Mexican cuisine is definitely I make these really nice taco little like mini tacos, soft
Right.
tacos, which are like filled with just vegetables and everything. And I
Right.
always put spin on them, like they're never gonna be the same. I made this vegan black bean dip the other
Ooh,
day that's like really great with Tex-Mex cuisine. So you can
yum.
also use it as a salad dressing. So I just love
Nice.
experimenting that way. But I guess I would say Tex-Mex would be my choice. I'm not a
Okay.
huge fan of cheese. Although I
Okay.
do eat cheese, I am the vegetarian, not vegan. I
Right.
do eat cheese, but I'm not like that, gooey. Like I eat pizza and stuff
See,
like that. I'm like
that's my
because of
downfall.
COVID,
Yeah.
like on those lazy days, I maybe have like ordered pizza, but I'm not a person who's been a fan of pizza ever. So I'm not. Italian is
Cute.
cool. We have like a love-hate relationship.
So then, being Indian, have you noticed it's harder to get into the modeling industry, or do you feel like it's easier, or do you feel like you're kind of making your own way, or how has it been for you with that?
Great question. So I guess I'm proud to say that I'm one of the only plus size Indian models in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, there are a few models, of course, in India, but
Right.
and that's goals for me. Like I'm a
Right.
woman who's growing. That's goals for me to become
Right.
the plus size Indian model, So
Right.
for me, like I always see myself as I am one of the only plus size Indian models. And that's
Wow.
a good thing because it gives me an avenue, a competition
Yeah.
which I'm not dealing with. But
Yeah.
it's tough because that whole industry doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
Again, culturally, plus size women are not attractive from where I come from. So
Wow.
it's like I'm beating against a lot of odds. I'm pushing, and my dream is always like, oh, one day I want to be able to wear Sabyasachi, which is a huge Indian designer. I want to be in
Right.
Vogue India. These are goals that I have, like big goals, right? Aiming high.
Yeah.
And
Why
but I
not?
have to fight against a market that
Yeah.
doesn't really support that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's really hard.
especially like runway too now. It's they're finally starting to like open up to more sizes that are bigger, but those are like size 4, 6 now. It's like, yeah, usually a lot of designers create for like size zeros and twos.
Right, absolutely. And we
It's
see that a lot,
yeah,
especially New York Fashion Week.
yeah,
And again, my fashion style is more New York Fashion Week.
yeah,
So for me, that is definitely a huge drawback or setback, I guess you could say.
right,
However, I've been to New York Fashion Week and the experience was amazing, and I want to continue going and
nice,
walking for designers. I really want to do that. I want to keep walking for designers,
yeah,
trying to get myself out there, and trying to find any way I can to, again, breaking those barriers and beauty standards.
I love
Trying
it.
to achieve that goal is the ultimate thing. So for me, although I'm not a huge fan of runway,
Right,
it definitely like one of the means of me putting myself out there. So
right.
I'm always always open to
Open to
opportunity.
anything and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Was there anything else that you wanted to share with the viewers that I didn't get a chance to cover?
that's about it. I really hope that everyone continues to lead their lives with confidence. And if you don't know how to do that, that's okay. It's a journey, it's a skill, and you can always learn. And that's why there are people like myself and even Jacqueline with her Pilates and everything that she does. You know, you're empowering women and men to
Yes.
be able to be open and honest about their bodies and admire themselves. So
Yes.
be able to communicate with people like myself, like Jacqueline, and reach out to us. And like I said, Happy Yashu is official business, the official
Nice.
company. And like I said, you ain't ever gonna find prices like mine. And the only reason I even charge those prices is so that I can keep my website going and stuff like that. But other than that, whatever I'm doing is here to support you guys during this really difficult time. So do check out Happy Yashu. You can check out my page, the Yashu Rao, TheYashurao. And again, I am plus size model and confidence coach, empowering people to lead life in self-love by breaking down beauty standards, barriers, and all sorts of stereotypes.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for the interview and for sharing your story and everything like that. So we'll definitely have to tune in and keep an eye on you.
Absolutely. And I thank you so much for this opportunity
Yes.
and everything that you're doing. I wish you all the very best. You are #goals, honey.
Thank you, love. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.